Hello, everyone. I have another episode of Erinn's Book Club for you, and I have another book that I have reviewed that I'd like to go over with you. But first, we have a little announcement to make. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but a while back ago, we lost our very dear cat, Munson, and it's kind of destroyed our family. We've been trying to move on and carry on without him. And there was a hole in our life and in our family that just wasn't getting fixed. And we talked about it, my husband and I, and we decided that maybe it's time to open our homes to another little life and see if we just need to fill the hole with some love. So we tried. So everybody, I'd like to introduce to you the newest member of our family. This is my newest son. His name is Eddie Van Meowen. I got him on Friday. Eddie, say hi. So he's all gray. He's about 7 or 8 weeks old. He's got like a little bit of white here. Let me find it. A little bit of white in between his legs. But that's it. The rest of him is gray. And he's doing so well. We're keeping him isolated from everybody else until we have a vet visit so that I know that he is safe to introduce to the rest of the crew. But so far, he's reached all of his milestones. He's eating, he's drinking, he's using the litter box. Can't be more happy with him. So that's Eddie. Let's carry on with the book that I have the review to do today. This book I actually got because I went to like a craft sale with a friend of mine on Mother's Day, I think Mother's Day weekend. And they had bookmarks, handmade bookmarks, and I collect bookmarks. So I thought, perfect, let's have one of those. Well, part of the bookmark is you got a free book to choose when you got the bookmark. So the bookmark I got was this one with a little A on it for my horse Athena. And it's designed so that you put the pages in there. So it works really great. But the selections of books for free books was very small. So you're adorable. So the book that intrigued me the most was Into the Abyss by Carol Shaben, I think is how you say it. Probably not, but we're going to say. I'm going to read the back of it. So, on an icy night in October in 1984, a Piper Navajo carrying 10 people crashed in the remote wilderness of northern Alberta. There were 4 survivors, a rookie pilot, a prominent politician, a cop, the criminal he was escorting to face charges. The criminal he was escorting to face charges. As they fought through the night to stay alive, the dividing lines of power, wealth, and status were erased, and each man was forced to confront the precious and limited nature of his existence. 4 men forged an unlikely friendship, and through them found strength and courage to rebuild their lives. Carol Shaben, an award-winning journalist and daughter of one of the survivors, recounts this dramatic story of survival and explores how a single tragic event can upset our assumptions and become a catalyst for transformations. Okay, so that sounds great, but it's not correct, in my opinion. First and foremost, the barriers that she's talking about and the clash of power and all that kind of stuff that gets erased during the crash. Yep, absolutely that happens. When they're up on the mountainside considering their death, power, political standing, their status in society doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Fully agree with that. Then they get rescued, and it all comes flying back. The 3 men that went onto the plane with reputations and a family and a home and stability, even though they struggled, and yes, they absolutely struggled, but they still had a family if they decided they wanted. They still had a home if they decided they wanted, and there were still people out there for them. The criminal who actually basically kept everybody else alive, who did most of the work. He was catapulted to fame. Can't talk today. It's been a long day. Um, Catapulted to fame. Everybody loved him. Everybody was calling him a hero for a small amount of time. And he was able to pull himself out of all of his addictions. He asked a woman who he had feelings for to marry him. Now he's asked to go out with this woman before, but before the crash and before he wasn't a hero, she had said no. Now that he was a hero, she had said yes. And then she proceeded to rake in that fame as much as she could, and then cheated on him. And then when he passed away, by the way, sorry, spoilers, but then when he passed away, she moved in with the guy she cheated on him with. And then she had the gall to say, when she got interviewed, I went back about a month before he passed away, and I was looking for him, and I know that if I found him, he wouldn't have passed away. And no, the entire story about the car crash and about him getting back on drugs from the doctors, all of that. Because at first I was angry at the doctors because the doctors didn't give him, gave into him and gave him the pain meds that he thought he needed. He got addicted, started getting addicted that way, even though they knew what his past was. However, he never would have been in that situation. He never would have gotten into that car crash if he hadn't been so upset by witnessing his wife that he loved flirting with the guy that she's cheating on him with. He had his whole life in order, and he ended up wandering off somewhere in the woods to die. The man who saved these other four men, the man who pulled his life around, and when he was crashing, did any of the other three men reach out, try to find him, try to bring him to where he needed to be, tried to stop him from going off that cliff? Did any of them try to do that? No, they were worried about their own troubles. So no, this crash did not erase the lines of power and political whatever. They let this guy down throughout the whole book. But anyway, I'm just going to go through these final notes. I made final notes that about how I felt. First, the pros. It was first of all the great. I showed you the cover, right? Love this cover. Perfectly good cover. It's a good story. It's easy to read. It's a quick read, and I was enthralled throughout the entire read. And I'm not an aviation person. I'm not a plane person. I like plane crashes. I like reading about those, and it's fascinating for me. But I'm not an aviation person. My husband is. So that part of I really enjoyed. But the book should have ended after the crash. We didn't need to hear everybody's story because it didn't prove anything. It proved that privileged white men who have money and family can struggle through difficulties and usually get through it. Underprivileged criminal quote unquote people were just left to kind of fend for themselves. I don't like how it was sold as a uplifting, this is how you get over tragedy. This is how you build your life back, and how these two people or these four people came together to help each other and get through it. No, they didn't. And even between the three that had a better outlook, the one sued the other one. Like the plane crash the plane crash really never should have happened for multiple reasons. But if you guys are such good friends, why are you suing somebody? Like, why name them an assailant? Name other people. Like, I enjoyed the book. I enjoyed reading about the crash and how they rescued him and the people who rescued him. I enjoyed that, but this is not what the authors said it would be. And it's another thing too, is this is not an unbiased story because it's told by the daughter. And I don't care how award-winning you are. If you're going to tell a story about your father, you're going to make your father look pretty gosh darn good, aren't you? And I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying it wouldn't be an unbiased thing. So all in all, I really enjoyed the book. I'm going to give it to my husband to read. I think he's going to enjoy it more than I did. It was something different. It was something new, but it wasn't what it said it was going to be. So Eddie and I would like to say thank you very much for listening to Mom do another book review. Right? Right? And we will let you know when we have another book read. Have a good day, guys.